Coming up on this episode of SEVA TV,
we plant 1,000 flowers, recycle, and save the turtles.
Stay tuned for all of this and more only on SEVA TV. Hi, and welcome to SEVA TV. My name is Nabayo.
And I'm Charlie.
And we'll be your hosts today as we go through the woods and under the ocean.
That's correct, because today we are going green and saving the environment.
And we're going to do that by visiting Del Campo High School, where the students in the Campus Beautification Club are planting 1,000 flowers to brighten up the campus.
We'd like to invite you to join us in this next clip and hopefully a brighten your day too.
I'm Delaney, and I'm sophomore class president.
Hi, I'm Marissa Dunn, and I'm ASB secretary.
So we did Plant 1,000 Flowers, and that project was to brighten people's day, basically campus beautification. I started out by just calling around local businesses like Home Depot's, where I ended up getting the seeds from, and they donated them to us.
I helped Delaney pick out the flower seeds and decide which flowers to plant, and I helped plant the flowers.
We all came out here and we just pulled up some weeds and raked up the ground so that it would be nice and ready for planting, and then we just made it into little rows and put some seeds down and watered it, and then it was ready.
My favorite part was probably working with a bunch of kids that I haven't really met before, and I kind of became friends with some new people through planting all the flowers too.
My favorite part was getting to work with the Campus Beautification Club, because I didn't really know what kind of stuff they did on campus, but to get to work with them and see all their flower planting knowledge was really cool, because they had a lot of good ideas and they contributed a lot to it.
I hope Plant 1,000 Flowers makes people think of Del Campo a little differently, make it a brighter, happier place.
The Earth is about 70% water, but only a few percent of that water is drinkable. That is why Jonathan and Ethan say it is important to save every drop. Let's watch their PSA next about the imminent reality.
My name is Ethan. My name is Jonathan, and we go to Franklin High School, and our PSA is called An Imminent Reality. Our PSA, it starts off a bright day, and then it turns around more like a dark reality, where water is running low. Throughout the PSA, I try to inform people that though we did get a lot of water this year, that we can't take water for granted and we must use water effectively. We want viewers to learn that water is very vital in life and we just need to save water. My favorite part was using a 360 shot, and I think that'll bring attention to my video. In our video, we use really dark colors to attract the audience's attention. Sometimes videos could be sometimes they start off happy, but then we wanted to do something different to catch the audience's attention. I think that film is a defining art form of our generation, and I'm pretty lucky to learn at such an early age. Don't make this become our imminent reality. The consequence will always come. To learn more, visit Be Water Smart.
So much of our trash winds up in the ocean and causes damage to our ecosystem. Water is too precious of a resource to allow our waste to contaminate it. This is why our next destination is Garbage Island.
My video is about Garbage Island. Garbage Island is an island full of trash by people who just leave it there. So in this video, we go and talk about it, and we interview people like our science teachers and people who have experience, and we ask their opinion on it, what they think that can help. I want people to mainly focus on how they throw away trash, just think about the things that they throw away and what they use. My favorite part was just finding more information about it, especially things to help, because I really wanted to make a difference. I think videos make an impact on people's lives because it just shows them visuals on things that they might need to know or things that are important. So. I think the SEVA experience was good. It's more of a professional type of video, I would say. So it got me more into like learning about how to do things and like have a timeline, like limit and learn how to just do something more professional. Pacific Garbage Patch, or Garbage Island, is the largest accumulation of ocean plastic in the world. It is located between Hawaii and California. A total of 1.8 trillion plastic pieces are estimated to be floating in the patch. Studies have shown that about 700 species have encountered marine debris, and 92% of these interactions are with plastic. Now we'll test to see if people prefer bottled water over tap water. Here's Jenny and Chloe. You guys can go ahead and try. Now you guys can test the second one. So which do you prefer? I like B. B? So it turns out that B is tap water, and tap water is much better for the environment because it doesn't use plastic. Plastic bottles are horrible for the environment. It can take at least 450 years for a bottle to completely decompose. This is why you should use reusable water bottles to help save the environment. Pauline here with Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, when you used to be a marine biologist, did you ever see any trash floating in the ocean?
Yes, I did. Depending on where I was at, sometimes it was a lot, sometimes it was a little.
Did you ever witness an animal hurt by trash in the ocean?
Personally, no, but I've seen a lot of pictures and news articles and things like that, but myself, no.
Are plants also hurt by trash, and in what way?
Over time, yes. When trash doesn't break down, it'll eventually sink its way to the bottom of the ocean. And what happens is if it lands on plants or other sea life, it's going to harm them because they're not going to be able to eat, they're not going to be able to provide homes, habitats for animals, and over time it could kill them.
Okay, thank you. Chloe!
Pick that up and recycle it.
Why?
Because it can take 80 to 200 years to decompose on its own.
That's how long the birds were under control of 13 colonies.
Oh my goodness, I never could have known. I'll make sure to recycle next time. Always recycle.
I'm here with Ms. Costanzo. So, why do you feel that recycling is so important?
I feel like we need to find some options right now for the amount of garbage that we have. Possibly recycling is really important if you're doing it correctly. Also thinking about reducing. Definitely recycling paper and all the food via composting.
What are some tips you have for some middle school kids when recycling?
When you're recycling, really think about what it is that you're recycling to make sure that it is actually recyclable. I think a lot of things get placed in recycling and they're not recyclable. And thinking about if you are going to recycle plastics, that there's consequences to recycling plastics. A lot of those microplastics get into our system. A lot of things get into the environment when the plastic is recycled. So thinking about what you're using altogether, and definitely recycling a lot of the paper products and things of that sort and composting.
We hope you found something new about Garbage Island and the importance of it. Also the importance of recycling and keeping our ocean clean. Thanks for watching!
Do you ever just think about where paper comes from? I mean, trees, obviously, but they don't just grow like that. Elijah from Del Paso Manor is going to walk us through the process of how paper is made. Now, would you think of that?
Many people use paper as a daily tool all the time. People know that paper comes from trees, but do people know the process from tree to paper? Look at a tree trunk. No, under a microscope. Making paper starts with these things in the tree called cellulose fibers. They're stuck together with a glue called lignin. Once the cellulose fibers and lignin are separated from each other, the paper can really be made. The cellulose fibers are grinded and mixed with water and chemicals. Pulp is a watery mixture made of these things. Adding lignin makes weaker paper. The raw pulp is brown and very watery. Paper is very much that. Bleach is added to the pulp mixture. Now it's white, but what about the water? First, the water pulp is flattened into a pulp mat. Then it goes into a mesh machine. The mesh machine heats, dries, and flattens the pulp mat. It goes on dryers and heated rollers. Finally, a sheeter turns the sometimes 30-foot wide roll of paper into normal-sized sheets. Once papers are made, they're packaged, shipped all over the world, and made into all kinds of products. For more information, go to these links.
There are so many ways to save water on your own, and some of you may not have thought of these. Good thing Jeremy has a few simple ideas to share with you. So what are you waiting for? Find out how you can start saving today.
There are so many ways that we can stop wasting water. Did you know that most water is wasted outdoors? For instance, redirecting sprinklers can save gallons per day. Even watering early in the morning can save 50 gallons. And indoors, only washing full loads can save 40 gallons. We can save water for our entire city, our entire region, or even our entire state. But it all goes back to you to make a difference. So go change California and be water smart.
Another great way to do your part in protecting the environment is by recycling your plastic bottles instead of throwing them in the trash. Let the students at Joseph Kerr show you how it's done.
This next clip will not only help you save the environment, but it'll help you save some cash too. Jack from John Barrett Middle School has a few tips when it comes to conserving electricity. Now, isn't that a bright idea?
The whole part of our video was trying to help people to save money and also help the environment also. And it was about 3 tips on how to save power. Just simple things like turning off the water all the way and turning off the lights. And these simple things can reduce the way you spend your money, and you can save your money, and it's good for the environment too. You don't have to use all this stuff. And we want to deliver that same message, but in a different way, and also we wanted it to be clean cut. So that was very special in developing that kind of skills and getting the hang of that. And my favorite part really was just how we all kind of get an idea, and then it would be, I don't know how to do that though, but the other person would know how to do that, and it would just really come together in like ways of just like input ideas, and then they would be carried out, and it was really good. And that's what I kind of like about video making is you can tell someone information, but the point goes across more, and it's just way better.
A lot of people waste energy every day. Here are a couple tips to save energy. Tip 1, turn off your lights. Even things as simple as turning off the lights when you leave for school or work could result in you saving about $25 a day. Tip 2, turn off the water all the way. If you do not turn off the water all the way after you wash your hands, even 1 drop of water a second could result in you wasting 8.64 gallons of water a day. I hope you could use these 2 tips to save energy on your daily life. Thank you.
For our last video today, we take a dive into the controversial ban on plastic straws that are threatening the lives of thousands of sea turtles. For more on this pressing issue, let's hear from Naya, a student producer at Del Paso Manor Elementary.
My video is about how people should be aware of the negative impact of plastic straws on the environment. So in my video, I explain the negative impacts on animals and wildlife, and then I explain how to help and minimize the use of them. I noticed that there's a big problem with plastics in our environment, and I wanted to focus on a small part of those plastics, and I chose plastic straws because I saw on the beaches there's a lot of plastic straws that are littered, and I wanted to minimize them. While working on the project, I learned the skills of editing, which I had never done before, and it helped me learn to be more precise at my work. I think video is a powerful tool because it allows another way other than speaking to express a feeling you have. that can raise awareness. Every day we make choices, something as simple as a straw. The path of this straw starts with the sip. And ends with a terrible consequence. These small plastic straws look innocent, convenient, and even inviting to use, but there's a terrible consequence. 437 million to 8.3 billion straws polluting the world's beaches. These seemingly trivial items of pure convenience are slowly but surely polluting our oceans and killing our planet's creatures, large and small. Every day, people all over the world grab a straw from a coffee shop or restaurant. In the US alone, 500 million straws are used every day. Do we think about where they might end up after we throw them away? No, people are not aware of where their straw goes. Plastic straws make up 99% of the global drinking straw market, with paper, glass, and metal making up the other 1%. Plastic straws are not recyclable.
Plastics are part of our everyday use, quite frankly. They're in our clothes, they're in our medical, when you take capsules and stuff like that, plastics are there. They're in everything we use in society. The problem isn't that we have plastic, the problem becomes that we abuse plastic. We use single-use plastics, like plastic bags, plastic bottles, straws and stuff like that. And what we do with those products is that when we're done with them, we don't tend to recycle them carefully. We don't tend to dispose of them carefully. And what ends up happening is we end up having all this excess plastic around us. And the problem with plastic is it doesn't biodegrade. What plastic does is it's called photodegrades, or photodegradation. And that's just a big word, but what it means is light makes the plastic become smaller and smaller. So it doesn't change what plastic is, it just changes what it looks like.
The straws don't biodegrade, meaning that they don't break down over time. So they end up actually making our rivers and our creeks look dirty or also trashy. And so it makes it really hard sometimes for the animals to enjoy their environment. And as I mentioned, they can actually choke on them, which can cause a lot of harm to them.
Straws, as with many small plastics, pose a threat to wildlife. Plastic straws are one of the top 5 most common items found on our shores during the international coastal cleanups. The next time you're at the beach, keep an eye out for plastic straws. So why do animals eat plastic straws in the first place? The answer is that these tubes resemble the food that the sea creatures eat. Single-use plastic straws that get dumped in the ocean smell like food to fish like anchovies. This is due to the fact that plastic sits in the ocean and collects algae. Around 1 million birds die every year because of these man-made killers. 100,000 turtles die every year because of these deadly plastics. Christine Figner is a marine conservational biologist out of Texas A&M University that filmed a heartbreaking scene of a turtle having a plastic straw extracted from its nose.
Also is that those plastics break down in smaller pieces, and so far, at least in sea turtles, there's pretty much not a single species of sea turtles that doesn't ingest plastics, those little plastic pieces.
What can we do to help this growing problem? In 2018, California State Majority Leader Ian Calderon introduced and passed AB 1884, which prohibits a full-service restaurant from providing single-use plastic straws to consumers unless requested by the consumer.
So straws are just one of those things that nobody really gives a second thought to. And it's easy just to take a straw because it's there or use a straw because it's there. And, the point of the bill really was to help raise awareness around this issue, which it has because people now know the issue of single-use plastic items like straws and the effect that they're having on our environment. And so what I wanted to do was to do something that raised awareness, but also at the same time helped reduce the prevalence of these single-use plastic straws in our environment. And so then that's kind of how I came up with straws upon request, AB 1884.
Restaurants were more than willing to follow this new law.
Yes, the law that was passed, we are very aware of it, and we've implemented, and that is to only distribute straws on request. And that's a change from what we have been doing for many, many years. So far, it's working out very well. We've saved money by not having as much waste. What would happen would be, on the table, people would get their straw automatically, and they would not use them. So we would find many, many, many straws in the garbage.
Yes, we did provide straws in every drink, including ice waters, and for our nightclubs and every cocktail as well. Drastically has changed. I think it's very rare that guests, because they're all for helping our environment as well, I say only about maybe less than 5% request a straw currently.
We've been given responsibility, as humans and as business owners, to do the best we can for the environment. And if it benefits the environment in any shape or form, then I think we should always be on that side.
In addition to restaurants, universities are also leading the way to environmental change. On January 1st, 2019, California State University adopted a policy to ban single-use plastic straws.
Work together, and now it's up to the students. Students have to use the paper straws so that they can understand that by using paper straws, they're eliminating plastic straws, and if they're contributing to making the world a better place by not putting those single-use plastics out there. I think students overwhelmingly were very positive about it. I think students understand how important the ecology and the environment is.
We're so used to plastic all the time, but I think it's good that the university is trying to do something to help the environment and clean up a lot, because you see a lot of things about pollution, so I think it's a good thing.
We as students can be part of the change by raising awareness. Can our school district be part of the change?
So you asked if there was other choices for having a spork and napkin, basically utensils for our students to be able to eat that doesn't include a straw. I have to admit, until you brought this to our attention, we hadn't thought about that. And so it's something that my team and I will absolutely look into to see if that would be the right fit for us. I think our district would absolutely consider eliminating straws from our program, our breakfast, lunch, and snack program. If we decided to go in a specific way, for example, eliminating straws, then I think it would set a precedence here in our area. I think other districts absolutely look at larger districts to see what they're doing.
As individuals, we can make a difference. Drink from the carton. Politely decline straws when offered, unless there's a special circumstance. Reach for a reusable straw.
Everything that you're doing right now is going to matter in the future, and the awareness you're building within yourself and passing along to your friends, to your teachers, to your parents, that is what matters.
It's time to take a stand. Let this be the last straw.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode of SEVA TV.
If you'd like to see more student videos or want to find out how you can enter to the SEVAs, please check out our website at secctv.org.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm the Bio.
Thanks for watching.